Chapter 1. Happily Married. Alice's POV. I stepped over the taunting bodies of my half-alive men and made my way through the darkest of the recesses of the secret hideout, in the hope of getting the man that I needed the most. To capture, of course. But luck was not on my side. Again. Fuck the dragon and fuck his men! I screamed in wild fury in the messed-up, empty halls of the warehouse. The mafia stole away everything and circumvented every trap of ours, Zero, subordinate officer John revealed. The bloody rascal got away again, I cursed through gritted teeth. This was one of your finest traps, Zero, but I'm so sorry that the slippery eel fooled us once again, Officer Jenkins said in a disappointed voice. However, on the positive side, we managed to cause huge damage to their cargo, he exclaimed cheerfully to lighten the atmosphere. I am so sorry, sir. I don't know how did the dragon know about our plan this time. I apologized solemnly. Don't be hard on yourself, Zero. That man has not been on the top of the wanted list for 2 decades for no reason. Officer Jenkins tried his best to comfort me. I don't know, sir. I feel more upset this time. I have no idea why, I mumbled dejectedly. It's okay to feel upset right now, Zero. But remember that you're our finest agent in the FBI, and no one, not even the dragon, can dodge you for long. Keep faith in yourself. If the mission was easy, you won't have got this job. Officer Jenkins pacified me and patted my shoulder before leaving me in the deserted warehouse. Officer Jenkins was a father that I never had and the chief of the FBI. He had personally trained me since the age of 5 when I was first orphaned in a car accident, and ever since then, I had been training under his wing. Zero, your husband's on the line, Four whispered before handing over my phone to me. I composed myself quickly and forced my voice to be cheerful and lighthearted and somehow breathed out. Hello, darling. Hi, honey. What do you want me to cook for dinner? I reached home early as my work got over pretty quickly, Nex said in his sing-song voice from the other end. Sigh. He was the best man God could ever make. He was so faithful and hopelessly in love with me. Apart from his drop-dead gorgeous looks and tall height with muscular physique, he was the perfect husband any woman could dream of. A gem of a person who wouldn't even dream of hurting a fly, was a terrific cook and loyal lover. Hell, even the sex shamed all porn videos and movie fantasies. What a pity, baby. I have a night shift tonight, I revealed with genuine sadness. I really loved to eat his home-cooked food and feel the benefits of a normal life with him. Oh, that's quite a blow, dear. Do you want me to deliver it for you? He sweetly asked. See? He is so much in love with me. He can go to any extent to take care of me, even if it means driving 1 hour to my corporate office and deliver me his deliciously cooked food and then travel back home during peak hours. No, babe. You know that I won't let you waste your 2 hours of travel time just for me. I seriously feel like killing my boss, running away from these boring meetings and jump into your arms to feed me, I wailed and got a heartwarming chuckle in return. Then I'll be waiting for you, baby. Let Daddy feed you everything tonight, he rasped, and it was not hard to guess what all he would feed me tonight. Can't wait for it, babe, I purred back. Love you lots, Nex. Daredevil calling me again. Ugh. I called out and hit the end button after he said, Love you too, Alice. You really got the best man, Zero. Lucky you. Four sighed in envy. I know, Four, I grinned. We've been married since 5 years, but everything with him still feels new and fresh, as if we're still on our honeymoon. I dreamily said. No need to make me more jealous than I already am, Zero. Four rolled his eyes. Just tell me, when are you going to let me meet your man? He demanded. I don't know about that, Four. I shrugged. I mean, he travels a lot, and so do we. I don't know when we'll have a nice, quiet, and long holiday together. I sighed. Let's get this over with so that we can go to our men, Four said, and I nodded in agreement as we headed towards the seized cargoes to estimate their worth. Nexus POV. How much did we lose? I quietly asked as my men lined up in front of me. $10 million worth of cargo, Nex, my beta, 𝐀𝐑𝐑𝐈𝐄, answered. But we managed to secure all our men and valuable goods in time, he added. And what about Zero? Did you get him? I asked darkly. That name always made me clench my fists and blood to boil. That single man had cost me millions within a year, and I would go insane if I don't get to know who that living ghost of a person is. No, he was too smart for us. He never came to the warehouse while we were on the watch, 𝐀𝐑𝐑𝐈𝐄 answered nervously. I want you to take over the business in Vancouver, 𝐀𝐑𝐑𝐈𝐄. We will make up for the lost money from there, I strategized. I'm sorry, Nex. I didn't realize that the trap was of such a huge scale, 𝐀𝐑𝐑𝐈𝐄 murmured woefully. I stood up and strode towards 𝐀𝐑𝐑𝐈𝐄's broken figure. It's okay, 𝐀𝐑𝐑𝐈𝐄. I hugged him, and he stared up in shock. The men are here, Nex, 𝐀𝐑𝐑𝐈𝐄 muttered in shock, trying to push himself away from me. I don't mind, 𝐀𝐑𝐑𝐈𝐄. Everyone should know this mafia's not just a business, but a family also, and the loss of a few $1 million is nothing compared to the loss of even a single family member. I announced out loud, and all the men instantly saluted me, including the injured, and shot a bullet each to mark their respect. You're the best, Nex. I still feel very guilty. I promised to bring back the Vancouver deal to you, 𝐀𝐑𝐈𝐄 swore. Don't take unnecessary pressure, 𝐀𝐑𝐈𝐄. You did a fine job of evacuating our men and goods in time, so you should be proud of yourself. In any case, we just lost the money, but Zero didn't gain anything either. I pacified my best friend. If I were in any other media, I'm sure that the Don of that cartel would have shot me through the head by now, 𝐀𝐑𝐈𝐄 commented, making me chuckle. You're different, Nex, but nonetheless scary too, 𝐀𝐑𝐈𝐄 joked, and I thumped his back hard in fake annoyance. Bastard, I cursed, and he laughed. Your dad's, he smart-mouthed back. Take the day off, men. It was a really nerve-wracking time for you all. I want everyone to be fresh and fit for tomorrow's plan. We will capture Zero this time, I said, and everyone nodded in agreement. Jake must be coming any time soon, 𝐀𝐑𝐈𝐄 murmured while looking at his Rolex. Alice must be leaving for home too. I have to make dinner, I replied as I walked towards my Bugatti. You're totally a whipped husband, aren't you? 𝐀𝐑𝐈𝐄 teased. Imagine the greatest mafia don of North America is a hopeless slave of love, he taunted. Says the finest assassin of the continent who won't even dare to point back a finger at his own husband, I teased back. You're terrible, Nex, 𝐀𝐑𝐈𝐄 growled. That's what Jake said. I winked and got a few cuss words in return before I shot off back home. Hey, honey, Alice pecked my lips as she walked in home a little after midnight. Your boss is a good man, but I still feel like killing him, I complained. Alice giggled and replied, And why is that, my dear? She questioned and wrapped her arms around my neck, and we swayed our bodies together in a slow dance. He gets to spend more time with you than me, I pouted, and she didn't waste time in capturing my lips with hers. Stop being so adorable, baby, she chuckled. I wouldn't be able to make it past the living room otherwise. She winked and bit her lower lip while swaying her perfect ass to our bedroom. A rough day calls for a rough night? I whistled as I followed her to our room like her royal dog, and a set of cock-twitching giggles followed suit. Grrr, Cade was so fucking right. I'm truly a slave of love. Can't help it, though. I love my soulmate too much. Chapter 2. Dragon's Fire. Nexus POV. You've got to be kidding me! I barked as I pushed my way away from the stupid oafs and strode towards my cargo. How the hell did this happen overnight? Cade roared. It's Zero and his partner, Four. They sneaked in yesterday night and blew up the port, the port guard answered. Tell me again, why are you on our payroll? Cade dangerously asked the jittery port guard. Sorry, sir, but I didn't expect that someone would blast away your place like that, the port guard nervously stuttered. Since the port does not exist, we don't need a port guard either. Do whatever you want to do with this traitor, Cade, I coldly said and put on my shades back before I came out of the shed and walked towards my car. They're here, Nex. Watch your next step. Cade's warning voice floated in through the earpiece. I really pity these cocky rascals right now, I replied back amused. Fire, now! I ordered, and my men immediately took position. Soon the music of the gunshots filled the area, and I made a safe getaway from the port. Alice's POV. What's taking you so long, Four? I impatiently asked as I saw the dragon appear out of the port shed. He's walking along the trough, Zero. I can't shoot him, Four indignantly replied. Fuck! Either the port guard ratted us out or they must have spotted us. Shit! I cursed while packing away our equipment quickly. Mission abort, guys! I said mission abort! I quickly ordered through the walkie-talkie. Make a run for the southern gate, Zero. Our jeep is nearby that area, Four called out as we jumped from one rooftop to another with the mafia men hot on trail. Gotcha, I acknowledged and took a giant leap towards a low-lying rooftop. Zero, run faster! There's a helicopter coming towards our direction. Four's warning voice buzzed through my earpiece. I got this, Four, I declared and spun around at the exact critical time as the rotors appeared in my line of view and shot 2 successive shots straight at the tail rotor and engine. The death machine swirled around uncontrollably, but the sniper in the helicopter managed to shoot a shot which, unfortunately or fortunately, grazed by my shoulder without penetrating inside it. However, the adrenaline rush was too high to even bother about the wound, and we finally made it to our jeep and made a successful getaway from the nasty place. Alice's POV. Fuck, Zero! How the crap did you get shot? Four shrieked as I rode off the jeep with one hand, while I rested my shot arm on the gear stick. The fucking helicopter sniper got blooming lucky, I said through gritted teeth. I can't believe it that our shooter got shot instead of that son of a bitch, Four commented. Give me the control now, hun. Don't want you to exert pressure on your shoulder or, worse, kill us in a car accident. He chuckled. Chill, man. I got this. And in any case, I have borne worse injuries. I rolled my eyes. Look here, woman. I ain't threatening my life to a car accident. I always dreamt that I would be die in a war zone like a true soldier. Four rambled. We're here, sucker. Stop getting paranoid. I chided him while I brought the jeep to a cool skidding halt in front of our headquarters. Jesus Christ! Remind me to never give you the keys of my baby. Four grumbled and snatched his keys away from me. Such a pussy! I name-called after him. It was just a drift. I rolled my eyes, only to get a fiery glare from my partner. Oh, really? And what about those fucking sparks, Zero? Are you trying to start a blooping bonfire in my car? He fumed. Oh my gosh! How does Kate even put up with your PMSing and prego-ranting? I giggled. Speaking of husbands, how are you going to explain that bloody wound to Nex? Four asked as we entered the chief's room. I don't know, Four. Every other time I was lucky that my husband was traveling or I was traveling. This is the first time that we both are at home and this fucking stupid thing happened. I cursed with passion. I always hated when Dragon's right-hand man, the snake, manages to foil our plans. Four hissed. I swear if I get him, then I'm gonna tear apart his ass and then feed it to the dogs. He gnashed his teeth. Cade will roast you alive for touching someone else's ass, Jake. I laughed. Yeah, you're right. That man is too possessive about me for his own good. Four grumbled. The other day, a waiter just sneaked a peek of my juicy peach, and my man caught him doing that. I swear it took all in me to stop him from plunging the butter knife up the waiter's butt tunnel. He recounted the incident as we stood in the chief's office. That's a very interesting story, Four, but pray tell me, why is Alice bleeding at 2 places and you are limping? Officer Jenkins asked from behind. Well? He stressed and took his seat behind the enormous wooden desk. Four and I stared at each other for some time in shock, and then noticed each other's injuries. I thought you said that just a bullet grazed your shoulder, Four exclaimed in shock. I thought so too, I replied back, and made a face when I felt my arm stiffen along with the same side's shoulder. Fuck! I got it bad, didn't I? I asked, and Four only nodded silently. Hello? Officer Jenkins speaking. I want the paramedics to rush in my room right now. My agents need immediate medical attention. The chief curtly instructed and slammed down the receiver. So, can any of you clowns explain the red paint and other, makeup you got on yourselves when I very clearly needed just the dragon's head? Officer Jenkins slotted his fingers and rested his chin on them while expecting an explanation from us. The snake's man busted us before we could finish off the dragon, and although we managed to blow up the port last night, we couldn't get the dragon or snake's faces on our cameras, or, better, bullets. Four replied. I'm getting lightheaded, guys, I murmured as I noticed that the bleeding was intensifying. We got you, Zero, the medical head gushed as his team entered the office. Keep your eyes open, kid. You know the procedure. He gently instructed without letting me go into shock. The trained medical personnel was quick to stop the blood loss and bandage the injured spots while I mentally cursed myself for my negligence and choice of bickering and bantering with Four when protocol necessitated that we go to the medical wing first at the earliest. What happened to your leg, Four? The chief asked. I'm not sure, sir. You were the first to notice, actually, Jake admitted. Your spouses will demand explanations for your ketchup pool and broken limbs, agents. What do you have in mind other than the explosion of cuss words that are ready to roll out of your tongues for the dragon and the snake? Officer Jenkins asked in his no-nonsense voice. I will just tell Nex that Jake was being a klutz and he ended up landing us into an accident. I shrugged and immediately dodged a vase that came my way. Just wanted to make the story more believable, Four growled. Kate is going to foot the bill for that antique piece, Four. Thank you so much, the chief nonchalantly stated and went outside to order a report for our newly failed mission. Great. Another feather to add on our cap of failures. I fucking hate you so much, Dragon. Ugh. Chapter 3. Lies. Alice's POV. At least the snake lost his fancy helicopter, Four remarked happily for the first time since we got discharged out of the infirmary. Why do I get this feeling that you're wildly in love with this man secretly? I asked with a complimenting eye roll. You caught me there, Zero, For dramatically said in his faux voice, and put his hand over his chest, acting like a lovesick Madonna. I just can't even breathe without him, he added in his irritating falsetto voice. No, dude. Like, seriously. Hating the leader is understandable, but hating the beta more than the Dawn is suspicious, I noted, and Fora immediately sobered up after that. I don't know, Zero. Fora heaved a sigh. I've never seen the man, but his damn smart mind spurs me on. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean spurring me on sexually as if my cock begs to pop out. That magic only happens with 𝐀𝐑𝐑𝐈𝐄. But coming to the point, it's just that Snake's smart brain intrigues me. He explained with a worried look that said, Can you understand what I'm trying to say? Uh-huh. Go on, I encouraged him. This was totally a different side of Jake that I was noticing today. Not the usual hot, confident hunk who made all girls wet in their panties, or guys cry their dicks out. He was being like a teenager with a hopeless crush on someone he couldn't get. The way that man strategizes and counter plans always makes me think that he must be so slick and cunning, but awesomely cool. I love his code name too. The Snake. I mean, it makes you want to think of his actual python tucked beneath his belt. Fora carried on his monologue in a dreamy voice. Oh dear, I can already see myself crying by your gay slutty coffin at the funeral and 𝐀𝐑𝐑𝐈𝐄 getting tried for your murder, I exclaimed in mock horror. Geez, Zero, way to ruin my secret love for the villain, he whined. Stop pouting, or else one of the officers shall snatch those pink lips of yours with theirs. I can literally see them drooling in the imaginary kiss they want to share with you, I said while smoothly gesturing towards the secret admirers towards our right flank. I don't mind. Fora winked and left me shaking my head beside my car. Alice's POV. Honey, I'm home, I called out as I dropped my bag near the couch and hypnotically glided across the living room towards the source of the aroma and the man responsible for it. I'm here, baby, my sexy man called out from the kitchen, and I instantly wrapped my arms around his waist from behind, and he looked so damn hot in that body-hugging apron. He instantly dropped down the ladle and turned off the gas before he spun around and gave me the most fascinating, body-yearning, welcoming kiss. Baby, I moaned as I melted in his soft, mischievous lips. Welcome back home, hon. He smiled and kissed my forehead one last time before he served out the food, and I went back to my room to freshen up. Oh, shit. I forgot about my shot wound. I will have to hold him off from touching me tonight. I came back to the dining table wearing my comfy shorts and Nexa's black shirt and sat beside my gorgeous husband to eat his finger-licking food. It wasn't odd that I was wearing his shirt, because on previous occasions, too, I had used his shirts to cover up my cuts and scars, and he didn't seem to mind it either. How was your day, baby? I asked as I filled the glasses for the both of us. Oh, terrible without you, he pouted, and I giggled at his cheesy answer. I just can't stop myself from loving him more and more. Those buttery words are toasting me up, mister, I giggled, and he chuckled back. I would love to jam your toasts then, he husked while deliberately licking off his spoon seductively. Not happening tonight, babe, I grinned. His face instantly fell and he whined. But why? How does he do that? How does he suddenly transition himself into an adorable kid from a foxy hot man? This is so totally unfair. Baby, Aunt Flo decided to be a mood dampener, I pouted back. Does that mean I get to keep my wife the whole day tomorrow when she calls off for leave with stomach cramps? His eyes glistened in excitement. Uh-oh. This offer's too tempting, but I got a shot wound to nurse without him knowing about it, and how the hell will I get away from him when my menses actually kick in for real this month? This double life is actually strangling me now. This is also the reason I don't want kids at the moment. I feel so bad when I see other mothers having a normal and peaceful life with their children. Guess nothing was meant to be normal in my life except for Nex. Sigh. Baby, you zoned out, Nex softly said. Did something happen at work? You look stressed and something seems off. You're not behaving yourself tonight. Tell me, what's wrong, love? Nex cooed. Nothing happened, Nex. I lied. I hate lying, but it also comes up naturally to me because of my profession, of course. I'm just feeling a bit worried about tomorrow's meetings. We have an important client coming, and I really don't want to screw the deal for the company, I explained with believable sighs to keep up my act. This explanation hit 2 birds with 1 stone. I easily answered the reason for my stress, and subtly told him I couldn't take a day off tomorrow. Oh, I know you'll do great, babe. Nex kissed my forehead as he took my empty plate and put it in the dishwasher. You're their best employee, Alice. Who could even turn down an offer made by you? He explained, and I rolled my eyes at his flattering comment. My clients are not you, darling. I laughed, and he smirked as he did the dishes. His arm muscles flexed under his rolled-up sleeves as he washed the dishes, and it took everything in me to not jump on the sexy hunk and grind myself like a pervert. I'm glad about that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have let you go anywhere near those wolves. He huffed. So are you calling yourself a wolf? I teased. Yes, and a very possessive and hungry one, that too. He smirked dangerously, while the glint in his eyes sparked in mischief. Don't you dare pounce at me, Mr. Orano. I laughed heartily as I ran away from him, and he chased after me, the both of us laughing gleefully in each other's company. Nex's POV. Hello? I indignantly whispered into my secret bathroom telephone. Boss, trouble in Paris. We need to fly off right now, Kate informed. Do I need to tell Alice? I asked. Nah, I didn't tell Jake either. I guess we'll be back by the wee hours of the morning just in time to serve them breakfast, he answered. What the fuck happened? I demanded. 0 and 4, he tersely replied, and I swear I felt my inner volcano burst into flames on hearing those names. They somehow got intel about the Vancouver deal, so the meeting's happening in Paris at midnight. He explained the situation. Okay, reaching in 10. I curtly answered back and clicked back the phone into the secret basin. Alice's POV. What the hell for? I yelled as I placed back the knives in the kitchen cabinet and pulled out my guns and other equipment. I'm sorry for the window, but I promise you that the chief will get it fixed within 10 minutes. Four replied as he helped me gear up in the kitchen's secret wing, and believe me, he did not look apologetic at all. Why the fuck are we going to Paris at this ungodly hour? I demanded as I finished strapping up my secret belt and put on my boots. Because someone smelled a rat about our Vancouver traps, and now the meeting has shifted to Paris. I guess we can be lucky because both the dragon and the snake will be there too. Four explained in detail. What should I tell Nex? I asked. Don't tell him anything. We'll be back before dawn, he answered, and I simply nodded my head as we got into the oven. The secret elevator took us to my hidden basement, and we quickly jumped into my Batmobile to catch hold of the villains in the city of love. That's what we call dangerous love. Nex's POV. So what's the truth, Snake? I asked as I sat in front of Cade in my private jet. The deal's happening in Vancouver according to the original plan, boss.
We're just creating a diversion to let the deal go on smoothly, 𝐀𝐑 replied. Did you find out the moles yet? I questioned. I'm hoping to see them along with 0 and 4 tonight, although I have my own fair list. However, it doesn't hurt to catch them red-handed. 𝐀𝐑 answered. What about 0? How will you capture him? I asked as I tapped my tab and looked at the 3D plan of the fake meeting place. The building is a 30-story skyscraper, Nex. The pipelines and air vents have been tapped with body sensors. The moment 0 and his team touch any of those things, their digital body signatures shall be instantly captured. 𝐀𝐑 elaborated the plan. I want extra men near the building's entrance and the window behind the meeting room, I ordered, and Snake's eyes widened in surprise. Why would any fool use those places to ambush us? He murmured. 0 will not use those conventional movie-hyped methods. I roll my eyes. He plays pretty clean, which is impressive, I added and knitted my eyebrows, suddenly as a thought flashed through my mind. If 0 and 4 are coming to Paris, then does it mean that they are already there in the building? I asked with a raised eyebrow. Good for us, then. We can seal the exits immediately after we enter. Snake shrugged. I don't want to be the fool of getting trapped instead, I muttered, and Snake chuckled. I have our escape plans in order, Nex. Relax, he commented and rolled his eyes like a bratty teenager. I can't wait to catch him. I really hate that son of a bitch, I remarked as I watched our jet take off. Alice's POV. I can't wait to catch him. I really hate that son of a bitch, I remarked as 4 and I took our positions as waiters in the skyscraper's luxury dining hall. I'm beginning to think that I should pour out this poisonous alkaloid in that annoying bitch's soup, 4 growled. That's like the 100th time she's calling me for fixing something stupid when she so clearly only wants me on her plate and lick my gay face clean, he grumbled. Go and attend to her and whatever needs she has. I'll check on the window, although it's been heavily guarded than other areas, I noted. It would be better if we dropped the window idea, 4 advised. These people even attached body sensors in pipelines and air vents. What do they think we are, Tom Cruise? He chuckled. That means they're expecting us, 4. The meeting's not happening here. It's still happening in Vancouver, I exclaimed, horrified, as sudden realization dawned me. Oh, shit, 4 cursed under his breath. We need to inform the chief, he said and walked away, dialing the chief's personal number and to give the Vancouver team a heads up. We need to get out of here, 4, I said with a tinge of urgency in my voice. I don't like the feeling of walking straight into the dragon's den, I explained. This is our chance to catch him, 0. Don't blow it off. He and Snake are personally coming here. 4 tried to stop me. No, we are leaving right now, and that's an order, I commanded, and the Paris team instantly aborted the mission and retreated back.